There is a gentle power within you, waiting to soothe every anxious thought and every restless question about your worth. Even in this world brimming with external pressures, you carry an infinite capacity to heal, grow, and reclaim your peace. The moment you decide to stop overthinking and start trusting your inner wisdom, everything begins to change. Worry may have become a familiar companion, whispering doubts about whether you're good enough, whether you're safe, or whether you measure up to others. Yet deep within, a quieter but far more loving voice is calling you back to yourself. You've likely noticed an increased collective focus on positive affirmations and self-love practices, a testament to our growing desire to shift from fear-based living to heart-centered awareness. Perhaps you've wondered if these practices can really transform your day-to-day life. Let us assure you, they can. When you speak words of genuine encouragement to yourself and choose peace over panic, you begin to break free from the shackles of negative thought loops. Although it may feel unfamiliar at first, every step you take toward nurturing your mind and heart leads you closer to the freedom you've always deserved. The most beautiful truth is that you are already enough. No external validation required. Your worth is not determined by how flawlessly you navigate life or how someone else perceives you. It is determined by the undeniable miracle of your existence. Even if you have long held on to the belief that other people's opinions define your value, you can start rewriting that story today. Through the coming reflections and affirmations, allow yourself to gently shift focus away from external judgments and onto the wellspring of acceptance that dwells inside you. In the pages or moments ahead, you will find insights on overcoming the mental trap of overthinking, cultivating a steadfast sense of inner safety, and fully embracing your inherent capacity to love and be loved. Each section will speak to a new facet of healing, guiding you with tender care. By the end, you will have gathered a collection of simple but profound practices that encourage you to feel safe, loved, and undeniably enough just as you are. Let this journey serve as a reminder that the key to true peace lies within your own heart. Overthinking often parades itself as diligence or careful planning, but in truth, it can feel more like an endless loop of worry and self-doubt. You replay conversations, second-guess choices, and anticipate every possible misstep. It's natural to believe that overthinking protects you from failure or embarrassment, but in reality, it robs you of the present moment's sweetness. When we lose ourselves in ruminations, we sever the connection to our innate ability to trust the flow of life. What if, instead of following the tangled threads of every anxious thought, you paused and reminded yourself that you are safe right here, right now? With each conscious breath, you can break the cycle, returning to your center. A wonderful place to start is by recognizing that your thoughts are not absolute truths. They are fleeting visitors. You don't have to adopt each one as a personal verdict. Consider a small mental shift. When a limiting thought surfaces, like, "I'll never be able to do this," replace it with a gentle reminder. "I'm noticing the thought that I can't do this, but I choose to trust myself anyway." This subtle rephrasing puts you in the role of observer rather than victim of your own mind. If you find that overthinking is tied to perfectionism, remember that life is a continuous dance of trial and discovery. Mistakes aren't proof of inadequacy. They are stepping stones that guide you toward deeper wisdom. Instead of fixating on potential errors, try focusing on the lessons each experience can teach you. This approach transforms fear of failure into curiosity about growth. Over time, curiosity begins to override worry, and the fearful mind quiets as it becomes excited by possibilities rather than haunted by dread. Affirmations are your steadfast allies in this process. Affirm to yourself daily, I am safe to move forward, or I release the need to control every outcome. Allow these sentiments to resonate in the background of your thoughts, creating a new internal soundtrack. Overthinking doesn't vanish overnight. It's a habit that formed over many years. But each moment of gentle awareness loosens its grip. With patience and perseverance, you'll find that you no longer need to churn over every detail. Instead, you can trust life's currents, confident that you'll handle each moment as it arrives. A profound sense of safety is not found in the approval of others or in external achievements. It is cultivated through a loving relationship with oneself. When you feel at home in your own body and mind, outside turbulence can't shake your core. Yet the modern world often conditions us to look elsewhere for reassurance. We wait for someone's nod of acceptance or for a situation to align just right before granting ourselves permission to exhale. But what if your sense of safety came from an unshakable knowing that you are worthy, no matter the circumstance? Reminding your inner self that you're protected is an act of loving reparenting. Every time you place a hand over your heart and say, I am safe here, you validate the tender parts of you that yearn for comfort. You become the source of the nurturing you might have once sought from others. While it's lovely to receive kindness from those around you, relying solely on external assurance can leave you vulnerable when that support isn't there. By strengthening the well of security within, you become resilient, able to weather life's uncertainties with grace. Mind-body teachings reveal that when you feel chronically unsafe, whether due to stress, anxiety, or unresolved trauma, your body responds by tensing muscles, shortening breath, and releasing stress hormones. This internal alarm system is helpful when facing a real threat, but it can become destructive if it's constantly activated by everyday worries. Through intentional grounding practices, such as placing your feet on the bare earth, or simply tuning into the sensations beneath your feet, you tell your body it can relax. Gentle breaths extend that message, ushering in a sense of calm that soothes your entire nervous system. A practical tip to reinforce inner safety: create a small ritual you perform each morning, like lighting a candle or playing soft music while you affirm, I am safe, I am cherished, and I am at peace. This sets the emotional tone for your day. As you move through tasks, you carry this sense of stability with you. Even when minor frustrations or unexpected setbacks arise, you can return to that morning anchor. Over time, your body and mind learn that calmness is their natural state, and the world outside becomes less threatening. You stand rooted in the knowledge that you are held in love by yourself first and by life as well. Words are creative forces that shape the inner landscape of our thoughts. When you repeatedly tell yourself a story of lack, I'm not enough, or I don't deserve happiness, you craft an emotional environment of doubt and uncertainty. Conversely, when you choose to speak affirmations of self-love, you begin to sculpt a new narrative where confidence and peace flourish. This is not a superficial trick. It's a genuine reprogramming of the subconscious mind, one that requires gentle repetition and heartfelt sincerity. To anchor yourself in a sense of enoughness, start with simple, potent statements like, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. You might feel resistance at first. Perhaps an inner voice scoffs in disbelief. Treat that resistance as evidence of the old beliefs losing their hold. Keep going, even if it feels uncomfortable. Remember, affirmations aren't about forcing positivity. They're about reminding you of a deeper truth that's been overshadowed by fear and external conditioning. Mirror work is especially effective in reinforcing these new beliefs. Each day, take a moment to gaze into your own eyes. Speak softly. You are worthy. You are enough. Or I'm proud of who you are becoming. This can be unsettling at first because it's a direct encounter with any unloving ideas you might hold about yourself. Over time, though, it becomes a sacred ritual, an act of soul recognition. You stop seeing your reflection as a bundle of flaws and start seeing someone deserving of compassion and celebration. To infuse your affirmations with extra power, practice feeling the words in your body. Close your eyes, inhale deeply, and imagine a warm glow spreading from your heart as you say, I am worthy of unconditional love. Visualize each cell lighting up in response to this declaration. The more you connect with the emotional vibration of your affirmations, the more swiftly they take root. Over days and weeks, you'll notice a gradual shift in how you speak to yourself, interpret situations, and approach goals. You'll see that every tender word you whisper to yourself is an act of healing, patching up the cracks left by years of self-criticism and doubt. Have you ever felt a knot in your stomach when you're anxious, or tightness in your chest when you're upset? This is a testament to the profound link between your emotional state and your physical body. Your body doesn't just carry you through the day. It holds onto memories, emotional imprints, and the residue of past experiences. Healing, then, must address both the mind and the body. When you ignore one, the other suffers. Chronic overthinking can lead to tension, headaches, fatigue, and digestive issues, reflecting emotional unrest that the body has nowhere else to store. Rather than viewing these sensations as enemies, consider them teachers, guiding you to unresolved feelings. Instead of saying, I hate this tension in my shoulders, try, what is my body trying to tell me? In that question lies a world of healing. You give your body permission to speak, to express what your rational mind might have been suppressing. Gentle movement practices, yoga, stretching, or simply dancing to soothing music can unlock blocked energy. As you move and breathe mindfully, you release trapped emotions that have been sitting in your muscles. You may feel a sudden wave of sadness or relief. Let it come. It's your body's way of saying, thank you for letting me finally exhale this burden. Pair this with affirmations like, I am willing to release all that no longer serves me, and your entire being begins to shift into a state of harmony. Journaling is another potent avenue for emotional release. When a thought or feeling loops incessantly in your mind, writing it down can offer clarity. You aren't just venting, you're translating internal chaos into coherent words. This process alone can lighten emotional weight. After scribbling your worries, you can flip the page and draft affirmations or intentions that affirm a lighter perspective. Over time, you teach yourself that you can face even the heaviest emotions without judgment, allowing them to move through you instead of taking permanent residence. Ultimately, the mind-body connection is an invitation to treat yourself with extraordinary kindness. Your body is your home. It has carried you through every experience. By responding to its signals with love, you create a sacred partnership between your inner and outer worlds. In this partnership, healing flourishes naturally, and the cycle of overthinking loosens as both your mind and body find their well-deserved rest. Limiting beliefs are like invisible barriers in your path. You may not see them clearly, but you feel their effects when you shy away from opportunities or doubt your own abilities. Thoughts such as, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," might have roots in past criticisms, childhood experiences, or cultural narratives. Whatever their source, once lodged in the mind, these beliefs can become self-fulfilling prophecies unless we challenge them. One of the fastest ways to fortify limiting beliefs is through comparison. With social media platforms full of curated images and success stories, it can be easy to conclude that everyone else is happier, more attractive, or more accomplished. But remember, you're often comparing your raw reality to someone else's highlight reel. This skewed perspective can lead you to amplify your perceived flaws, while forgetting that you too have shining gifts and victories, many of which simply don't get posted for public view. The remedy lies in mindful awareness. When you catch yourself scrolling through someone's curated life, pause and say, "I honor their journey and I honor mine." This small statement transforms envy or self-judgment into a moment of compassion. Instead of sinking into "why not me," you elevate your thinking to "I celebrate their success and I trust I am on the path to my own." Affirmations that bolster this mindset might include, "I am on the perfect path for me," or "My life unfolds at the perfect pace." To dismantle limiting beliefs more directly, you can write them down. "I am not worthy of love. I always fail. I'm not as good as everyone else." Then counter each claim with a statement that aligns with the truth of your inherent worthiness. So if you've written, "I am not worthy of love," you might respond with, "I am forever worthy of love. My essence is love itself." Over time, this practice rewires your subconscious, eroding the power these old narratives once held. Life is not a race with one winner. It's an unfolding journey where each person has a unique sequence of lessons and blessings. Embracing this perspective means you can appreciate another's good fortune without feeling less about yourself. In letting go of limiting beliefs and the need to compare, you rediscover the spaciousness of possibility. This shift not only feels liberating, but also significantly reduces the compulsion to overthink, allowing you to move through life guided by genuine self-assurance. Resentment can weigh on your heart, chaining you to painful memories long after the original wound was inflicted. This emotional baggage can keep you stuck, blocking the natural flow of love and gratitude that longs to move through you. Forgiveness, in its truest form, is a conscious decision to release the hold past hurts have on your present well-being. It's not about excusing harmful behavior. It's about giving yourself permission to no longer be defined by it. Start with the realization that forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. Holding grudges is exhausting. and can create emotional turmoil that saps your joy. By choosing forgiveness, you signal to your mind and body that you're ready to restore inner peace. This doesn't mean you forget what happened or forgo healthy boundaries. Instead, you allow yourself to acknowledge the pain, learn from it, and then surrender the bitterness that has taken root. One gentle exercise to facilitate forgiveness is writing a letter, which you don't necessarily have to send. Pour your emotions onto the page. The hurt, the confusion, the anger. Whether the letter is addressed to another person or to yourself, this process validates your feelings. You might end it with a statement like, "I release the need to hold on to this pain. I free us both." After writing, you can safely dispose of the letter in a ritualistic manner, burn it or tear it up, and visualize the emotional weight dissolving alongside the paper. Affirmations can support this process. Each time resentful thoughts resurface, remind yourself, "I release all that does not serve my peace." Repetition of such phrases carves new neural pathways, helping you respond to old triggers with newfound calm. By choosing to forgive, you uproot negativity and make space for compassion and understanding. Physical sensations of tension may subside, allowing your body to relax and your mind to breathe freely again. Above all, remember to extend forgiveness inward. Many of us carry guilt, shame, or regret over our own shortcomings. We can be our harshest critics, replaying mistakes in our minds as if we're not allowed to move on. True self-forgiveness means acknowledging you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. As you practice self-forgiveness, you clear the path for deeper love and acceptance, unveiling a brighter, lighter version of yourself. Focusing on what others think or do can become an endless source of anxiety, leaving you disconnected from your own sense of purpose and joy. Realizing that your well-being depends on looking inward is a profound awakening. When you turn your gaze inward, listening to your feelings, honoring your instincts, and nurturing your internal world, you discover reservoirs of clarity and wisdom you may not have known existed. It's not uncommon to fear that focusing on yourself is selfish. Yet this introspective journey actually enriches your connections with others. When you are centered in self-awareness, you bring a calm presence to your relationships, your work, and your creativity. You no longer seek external validation to patch internal insecurities. Instead, you engage with the world from a place of wholeness. This authenticity naturally draws kinder and more supportive connections into your life. Meditation or mindful breathing can be instrumental in this inward shift. By setting aside a few minutes each day to simply be with your breath, you build an unshakable inner refuge. During these moments, thoughts will surface, lists of tasks, concerns, memories. Instead of getting entangled, gently observe them. Let them drift like clouds across the sky. Each time you come back to the breath, you strengthen your ability to remain grounded regardless of external chaos. Journaling is another form of self-reflection that can illuminate hidden parts of yourself. Writing down your thoughts without censorship brings clarity to questions or doubts you might suppress. Over time, patterns emerge, recurring fears, recurring dreams, that reveal the deeper layers of your psyche. Recognizing these patterns helps you befriend yourself on a level that transcends superficial self-care. You realize that you hold the key to your own healing, and it becomes easier to step away from cycles of overthinking, fueled by other people's opinions. Ultimately, shifting focus inward is about acknowledging your innate power. When your self-worth is no longer vulnerable to every external gust of criticism or conflict, you stand taller, breathe easier, and navigate life with a sense of anchored serenity. That's when you truly see the beauty of focusing on you, not out of neglect for the world, but out of love for the sacred role you play in it. In a world saturated with advice, opinions, and endless information, learning to trust your inner guidance is like finding a steady lighthouse in the midst of stormy seas. You've probably felt intuitive nudges, gut feelings that steer you toward or away from certain choices. Yet sometimes we brush these off, afraid of what might happen if we follow them. We wonder if we'll make a mistake or disappoint someone else. But ignoring your inner wisdom only extends the cycle of self-doubt. To cultivate genuine self-assurance, start small. Commit to making one decision each day purely based on your inner promptings. It could be as minor as choosing what outfit to wear or what music to listen to. Notice how your body and emotions respond. If you feel light, curious, or energized, it's a sign you're aligning with your deeper truth. Over time, your confidence grows, and you become more attuned to the subtle signals your intuition sends. Boundaries also play a crucial role in trusting yourself. When you sense a situation or relationship draining your energy, that's your inner guidance signaling caution. Honoring that signal by saying no or taking a step back reinforces your self-respect. Each boundary you set communicates to your subconscious mind, I am worthy of care and respect, further solidifying a sense of self-trust. If you fear making mistakes, remind yourself that errors are stepping stones to deeper insight. Each time something doesn't go as planned, ask, what can I learn from this? This transforms seeming failures into valuable lessons, slowly dismantling the fear that leads to overthinking. Affirmations such as, I trust myself to make choices that support my highest good, or my intuition guides me with clarity and love, can help rewire your thought patterns, making room for greater confidence to arise. As you lean into your own wisdom, life feels more harmonious because you're no longer trying to meet everyone else's expectations at the expense of your own inner knowing. You begin to realize that while opinions and guidance from others can be helpful, you are the ultimate authority on what resonates with your soul. This empowering stance nurtures your sense of safety, love, and enoughness, and it becomes much easier to stop overthinking when you trust the quiet but profound voice within. You have journeyed through multiple facets of self-discovery and healing, from releasing the exhausting cycle of overthinking to planting the seeds of profound self-love. You've discovered the value of affirmations, the importance of feeling safe in your own body, and the transformative power of forgiveness. You've learned to challenge limiting beliefs and soothe comparisons, all while turning your focus inward to unearth the reservoir of insight that has always been available to you. The loving truth is that no matter where you stand right now, you are capable of reclaiming your peace and stepping into a new level of wholeness. This is not about ignoring reality or denying the pain life can bring. Rather, it's about meeting each challenge, internal or external, from a place of unwavering self-worth. As you commit to nurturing your mind, body, and spirit, watch how your life responds. Relationships often become more authentic, daily stressors lose their edge, and creativity flourishes when the mind is no longer weighed down by doubt. Before you move on with your day, take a moment to place one hand over your heart and the other on your abdomen. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, the living pulse that has carried you through every experience. Whisper a simple yet potent affirmation. I am loved, I am safe, and I am always enough. Allow these words to echo in your mind, infusing every cell with renewed faith in yourself. When you return to the world, you do so with a deeper understanding. You are your own source of compassion, wisdom, and serenity. May the light of these insights continue to guide you. Whenever doubt appears, remember that you possess an endless well of loving reassurance within. Whenever fear knocks, recall that you can soothe it by anchoring yourself in the present. And whenever you're tempted to compare, affirm that your journey, as it is, holds immeasurable worth. This is the power of focusing on you, rather than scattering your energy outward. Trust in the brilliance of your own being and step forward into a life where you feel innately safe, cherished, and profoundly enough, always.